So another Psalm of David in section in Psalms 141, excuse me. This one's kind of similar to the last one, as it's a prayer to God for help. But it's important to realize he teaches us a very valuable understanding in this one about reproval. Is reproval a good thing or a bad thing? Let's learn what David says about it in this one. So starting in verse 1, Lord, I cry unto thee, make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. Let me not eat of their dainties. So this is, really urgently, God, please, please, please listen to my prayer. Please help me out here. That's what he's saying. Help me to not be wicked. Help me to not fall into sin and transgression. Verse 5, let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head, for yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. So verse 5, you might be like, what? So he wants to allow the good people to beat him up? Is that what that is? Well, Joseph Smith has something to say about this one. In his Joseph Smith translation, he changes one and says, when the righteous smite me with the word of the Lord, it is a kindness. And when they reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil, and shall not destroy my faith. For yet my prayer also shall be for them. I delight not in their calamities. So this is a big change from the King James Version, in that what it's talking about is when somebody, if I've done wrong and somebody comes to me and says, hey, that was inappropriate, here's the truth, come this way, use the word of God to reprove people, to teach them the real ways to go, to help them see the error of their ways. He says that is a good thing. That is a healing oil for me. It's a good omen, good medicine for me. Basically, if someone is willing to correct me if I am wrong in my understanding of truth, that is a good thing. And then he says in there, of course, it's not going to destroy my faith. And this is so important, folks. So important. Okay, most people. This is a little bit of a tangent here. Sorry. Well, not sorry, I guess. This is important to understand. Most people have this tendency to learn something they believe is true and then spend the rest of their lives defending it. That's not the way you find truth. You have to, in order to find truth, you have to admit that you can be wrong and your current beliefs might not be correct. You have to be willing to admit that in order you to understand truth. Because if your opinion is wrong, you have to be willing to let go of it to gain the new truth. If you're not willing to let go of what you believe, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, because you're not going to change it. So that is something you have to think about. So in verse 5 here, that's what he's getting into, is it's going to be a good thing to be reproved. Somebody should come up to me and say, hey, I've noticed you're going in the wrong direction, or you're not doing this correctly. Let's fix this. Let's understand this better. That is important. In fact, he ends it by saying, I delight not in their calamities. So if somebody reproves you, and if your pride stands up and goes, oh, no, you're going to try to defend what you believe and try to prove yourself right over them. Even if you're wrong, you'll still try to prove yourself right over that person. That is pride. That is pride getting in the way of you understanding truth. And what David says in here too is that he is not dealing with that pride. Because if somebody reproves you, you're going to get offended at him. And then you're going to want to get back at them, and you're going to love when something bad happens to them. And if that is what's happening in your life, that is called pride. You have too much pride, and you need to let go of that and be more humble. Think of people as more valuable than ideas and stuff. And realize that you can be wrong in your interpretations. You can be wrong. You think you know the truth, but you could be wrong. We're not completely correct in your understanding. You need to be willing to let go of your beliefs to learn more things. And that's what David's talking about in that verse, basically. It's a really great one. Verse 6, when their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, as when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto thee, O God the Lord. In thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. So don't let me fall into the traps set by the wicked for me, but let them fall into their own traps and be caught in their own dilemmas, their own problems. So some really good points of teachings that David has for us in this psalm. It's really good. Let's jump over to the next one to continue forward.